Hey guys, BBI here. I want to stop and say thanks for tuning in and checking out whatever the video is about that's about ready to come up next. If you could take a minute and hit subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you enjoy what you've seen here, make sure to hit the like button. We'd greatly appreciate your support. Anyhow guys, all that aside, let's get on with the show. Okay, let's have a little bit of fun. So, this meter's 1,000 watt slug and peak. See, this one here is 1,000 watt and average. Of course, the 5 watt slug and reverse. Down here's the FLIR. It's pointed right at the back of Mr. C's 6-pill, which is extremely sideband biased. And here's our stopwatch. So, I'm going to turn the amp on. Turn on our Striker 955. Oh, I guess we'll start the stopwatch. J for run, baby. Oh, hold on. Oh, hold on here. Turn up the volts. 14 volts now. This with 80 watts of drive. 1. So we're at 86 degrees. And I'm going to keep for 30 seconds. So there's always a test like this that is performed before the thing leaves here. Every single time. So there's so much crap crammed inside that cabinet that I went ahead and I put one of those 110 or 115 CFM fans. We'll just tap on it. I'm tapping on the mic. It swings up to 800 watts. So, am I blocking the camera when I do that? Nope. Okay. I wanted to get more airflow through the cabinet, so I went ahead and I knocked out the fins that are on the back of the cabinet, and we were after extreme airflow. Want to cram as much air through this little tiny shoebox cabinet as I possibly could. And this is what I came up with. So, in the process of keying it up and tinkering with it, I discovered that because of this big fan and the big heatsink and everything else that was on the inside of this deal, that I could stand on this thing literally forever. Thing just moves a mass ton of air. Hey guys, I lost a good friend today, or yesterday. His name was Will Kill. And my thoughts and my prayers go out for Kill. He had a brain bleed and we lost him yesterday. And the guy was a man, a myth, and a legend out here in the Northwest. He had something like 64 batteries in his truck, like 5 alternators underneath the hood, and 64 pill skullcracker, and the guy was a beast. Absolute beast. 3 minutes and we're at 83 degrees. 83 degrees. Look at that. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, I'll be back. like I'm coming into the game late. I do. Please note I'm not even worried about this. Not even concerned with this right now. 800 watts. I feel like I'm coming into the game late. I get to meet these guys, these big legends. I go out and I travel. Like, I got to meet my friend Kill at Manchester last year. He came all the way over to Manchester just to hang out. And I got to spend one day with him. And he's one of these men that when you meet him, you know he's just as solid as a rock. Just as solid as a rock individual. And to see him go on to Jesus makes me sad, because that's one less true CB operator. Not, I get on Facebook and I'm a keyboard Rambo. I mean, like, straight up, been there, done that, did all the competitions up and down the West Coast in its day when it was heavy. And there was breaks every other weekend. And, you know, people were in the 8-pill class and the 2-pill class, and there was 200 or 300 people from each one of the classes. It was just crazy. But the stories I hear is crazy. It's like we lost a legend. And we did. And his presence will be sorely missed in the radio community. Really will be. So we're sitting here pulling 59 amps, and our dead key on 100 bird. Just kind of sitting here screwing around. We're at 93 degrees, you guys. We've been keyed down for 6 minutes. Remember, I did a 2-pill video like this once. It's kind of hard to remember them all. There's been so many videos. And I get a laugh, you guys call me, so I seen that video you did, and I'm like, oh yeah, which one? And then we spend 5 minutes on the phone trying to figure out which video it was. A lot of work out there, you guys. Got a lot of work out there running around. 7 minutes, 93.8 degrees. I did a 2-pill video like this, and I didn't have the big CFM fan on it like this one does. But I can see this. He's going to mount this right underneath his seat in his big old semi. And, you know, with the semi running, it's like I had my friend Mr. R, we'll call him Rodan. He was here last week, and we kind of cobbled together a fan kit for his Sweet 16. I took an old Sweet 16 lid case that I had left over from when I did a conversion kit for the fan cooling system on a Sweet, an extra lid. Punched a couple holes in it, put 2 of these fans on it. Now you can't even get the amp hot. Absolutely blown away. But it was just a temporary fan kit that we built in. 800 watts. Remember, this thing's biased for sideman, so the big ceramic resistors that are in there, this is going in an amp I'm working on right now. These big load cell resistors that are in there for the bias are just, they weren't getting so much air, I'd be freaking out inside. But that air temperature don't lie. I mean, I'm more worried about the finals in the radio than I am actual amp at this point. Because I've done this test already once. I got to touch the screen, it's set for 10 minutes. So 95.6 degrees, keyed down for 8 minutes, and more worried about the finals in the radio. Really, I'm worried I'm going to pop the finals in my radio. I am. It's been an interesting way to spend 10 minutes with you all today. So what we'll do is we'll run this thing out to 10 minutes. I'll prove my point. Because at 10 minutes, I doubt we'll even be to 97 degrees. We'll go ahead and we'll shut all this down. We'll let everything cool off. I'll pull the tin off. I'll let you look on the inside of this. There's a lot of stuff crammed inside this little tiny 2x4 cabinet. And then we'll shoot the wrapped portion of the video. Yeah, 96.5, I think. It's just fluttering right there. Look at that. Ooh, 97. Woo! Alright. Those are 800 again. Ah, it's all fun. Alright. I'm going to shut this thing off. I'll let everything cool down here. I'll go ahead and turn the radio off. And we're in cool down mode. So, we're going to hit lap 1. $94, $93, $92, $91, $10 minutes of transmit time, and it came up what, 30 degrees? That's unbelievable. 89 degrees already. So that's not even a full minute of cool down, and we've lost almost a full 10 degrees of temperature. Yeah, full 10 degrees. So as of right this second, there we go. Full minute of unkey and it's down a full 10 degrees already. That's amazing. Alright, give me a minute. We'll be back. This is very amazing to me. 71.4. And this is how long it was keyed for. It was 10 minutes 32 seconds. So what? 2 minutes and 30 seconds later, 70 degrees. Absolutely amazing. This thing's going to outlast me. I bet you this thing's running around long after I'm dead from colon or kidney or lung cancer or terminal cancer of the eye or whatever I get from dicking with all this RF all these years. So, all right, let's pull the lid off. Let's take a look on the inside. Well, Mr. C, here's your amp. 2082. And there is a lot of stuff crammed up on the inside of this thing. But the details are what make it amazing. It's just a lot of little parts shoved in a little tiny box. And that's got the top of the best of the line in it. It's got the HG 2879s. This is it's exactly what it is. Just a straight 6-pill. Absolutely rotted out. Full over Class B. And it's ready to go. Now you can see, because of the height problem that we have with some of the componentry in here, I wasn't in too big of a hurry to put the fan on the inside of the cabinet. Started doing this at the first of the year with a couple boxes. That 24 pill I built for my friend, Mr. P, and then that 48 pill that I did at the beginning of the year had 4 of these fans. 48 transistors cooled with 4 of these fans. Think about that for a second. 48 transistors cooled with 4 fans. And I couldn't get that box to get hot. He's had that thing now for over a month, and he just loves it. He sits there and it runs and it does 9,000 watts and just... Bird, by the way, you guys. Just absolutely is in love with it. So I thought I'd continue forward, and because it was such a small package, I wanted to cram a bunch of air across it, because these resistors get really, really hot. They really do. And if they're not getting adequate airflow, the heat transfers to everything else. It'll cause these caps to break down. And about the only thing that I could have done to make this any better would be put like a 1/4-inch plate of copper in here and then mount the transistors to the copper and then heat sink to the copper and use the heat sink as a spreader. And because the heat conducts through copper so much better than it does through aluminum, even though aluminum is a very good conductor of heat, it takes the heat load, instead of having it centered here and centered over here, it spreads it out and it allows you to utilize more of the heat sink. I did the heat spreader thing in that 24 pill I just did for Mr. Black, who we just took to Texas and installed it, and we've been beating a snot. He's been beating a snot out of the guys down there with it. But here you go, Mr. C. I mean, I really took my time when I put this together. And I'm really quite grateful that my finger's allowing me to work again. This has killed me and about killed my business, losing the tip of my finger. Because I haven't been able to do nothing. And everything I've been producing for the last 4 months has been just an absolute agonizing pain. Constantly in pain. Every time I go to pinch anything, hold anything down, use a pair of wire dikes for anything, try and screw the screwdriver, drop me to my knees in pain. It's just a simple, elegant piece of work of art. Little tiny shoebox, kicking ass. All right, let's put the lid back on it. Let's test it. Okay, so test 1 is going to be with the 955. So that's a 1,000 watt slug in PEP, 1,000 watt slug in average, 5 watt slug in reverse back from the bird, 10,000 watt dummy load. And let's see. Oh, that one there. 5 watt slug in reverse between the 955 and the amplifier. Show you what I'm putting into it for drive. About 80 watts of peak power. Here's this SWR talking through the box. Relatively flat. Just get fire down on the amp. Just about puts that peak meter in the corner. 210 bird. Half a watt back from the dummy load. Quarter watt worth of reflect going into the amp. So we're actually hitting the end of the stop peg. So go ahead and we'll put this up on 2X. And on 2X, guys, remember right here is 1,000 watts, right? About 1150, some change. So now I'm going to get out the bench 2 pill. We're going to plug that in and we're going to run that up with the 2950. And let's see what we get out of it for power. So give me just a second. Okay, we're back. So I got the bench 2 pill. I got the 2950 with the mic gain at about half. We're down at 1X position, so that's in the 1,000 watt position. Back that mic gain down some more. No, gotta come down some more. About 200 watts. That's all we're gonna put in this thing. Just turn the amp on. Of course, it nails it in the corner. We'll go to 2X. 14 and some change, no problem. It's working just the way it should. Now, right now, he's only got a 2950. And I'll turn that mic gain up all the way. Now with his 2950, let's go down to 1X. Now remember, his 2950 is going to have a whole lot more horsepower coming out of it because it just come back from being at Brian Smith's shop, Truck CB Sales. And mine only does about 20 watts. So check it out. 20 whole peak watts, right? It does 700 peak watts with 20 watts of drive. So Mr. C, your results are going to vary quite differently. You're probably going to be in the 900 to 1,000 watt club with your 2950 because, like I said, mine only does 20 watts and yours is probably going to do 45 or 50. So you'd be somewhere in that area. With the 955, it does about 1,150 to 1,200 watts. Hitting it with a 2 pill retarded down a bunch to only a couple hundred watts, like what this radio puts out. We're getting 1,400 out of it, pretty steady. So on that note, I'm out of here. I got to throw some warranty stickers on it, and then I got to set it aside and wait for him to come pick it up. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure to always. My name is BBI, and without a shadow of a doubt, I am the biggest mud duck in Idaho. Come check us out, www.bbiamps.com. And if you've ever got a question, a comment, or something that you want to talk to me personally about, call that number right there that's on the screen, and I'll get you squared away. I am not taking any new order builds, you guys, but I am still taking a butt ton of repairs. So if you got something broken and you need it fixed, and you put RF in one end and more RF comes out the other, I'm your guy. And I don't care who built it, because I can repair anything, as long as it's an amplifier. I'll see you, boys. I appreciate your all support. And if this is the first time you've ever watched my channel, take just a second out of your life and click subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed what you've seen. I'll see you guys. I'm on to the next one. Your friend in the corner, Scott Stago. I'll see you. Bye-bye.